Possessing a higher degree of intelligence does not entitle a human to use another for his or her own ends. How can it entitle a human to exploit non-humans? This was said by Peter Singer. He's a moral philosopher and a professor of bioethics at Princeton, and he said this in regards to animal testing and animal rights. We have been crudely testing on animals for our own benefits since about the 1920s. If it's immoral to take advantage of people with lesser intelligence than our own, then why is it okay that we take advantage of animals? Each year, more than 100 million animals, including mice, rats, frogs, dogs, cats, hamsters, guinea pigs, monkeys, fish, and birds, are killed in U.S. laboratories for biology lessons, medical training, curiosity-driven experimentation, and chemical, drug, food, and cosmetic testing. And for what purpose do we do this? Well, animal research has been known to play a vital role in medical advancement for the last century. It has provided a basis for antibiotics, blood transfusions, vaccinations, and any type of transplant. It also allows product safety to be tested before being released for human use or even human consumption. And if it's done all of these great things, then why should we stop it? Although animal research may have set a basis for many medical procedures, now we understand how the human body works, so it's completely unnecessary to try to compare the way our body is to how a cat is or how a dog is. Also, finding cures to different diseases for humans through animal research has been shown to fail. And we've gotten to the point where animals are just being exploited for our human curiosity. We put them through horrific things that prove to be zero advancement to us, and they don't benefit us in any way, shape, or form. Human and animals have different genetics. No matter how close they may be, a rat is a rat, a monkey is a monkey, and a human is a human. Things will affect them differently. For an example, according to an article done by a British newspaper called The Independent, at least 85 HIV/AIDS vaccines have been successful in non-primate studies, but every single one of them has failed to benefit humans. They have even found an AIDS vaccine that was successful in monkeys, but didn't help humans in any way. This shows that exploiting animals for new cures and medicine can be completely ineffective and not worth their suffering. Animals are also used to cure our own sick curiosity, like I said earlier. They are forced to consume massive amounts of substances. They sit helplessly as chemicals eat away their skin or eyes. They get their eyes sewn shut, and many other terrible things, just so that we can know what happens when we do them. For an example, students at a university in London did a test in which they screwed plates onto the skulls of 10 kittens. Incisions were made to insert electrodes into the nerves around the spine and ribcage, and part of the spinal cord was exposed. Finally, part of the skull was removed, so an electrode could be inserted to measure brain activity. Now, mind you, all of these kittens were killed after the experiment. When they no longer posed any help for whatever they were trying to figure out, they were put down or killed during the process. People who are pro-animal research have this main argument that it helps humans and it helps us in the long run. But how do tests like these help us in any way? Inserting electrodes into kittens' brain does not represent advanced 21st century science, and it is about time that animal research comes to an end. Like I've said, this is now the 21st century, and therefore we have plenty of technology to replace testing and the torture of innocent animals. We have models based on human cell and tissue cultures, such as Episkin and Epiderm. We have stem cell and genetic testing methods, and we have non-invasive techniques such as MRIs and CT scans. This is an example of Episkin, where the donor's skin cells are placed into a little dish, and then they're mixed with water, sugar, and amino acids, where they begin to grow. After 3 days, the top layer is exposed to air and dried, and it creates that top rough layer of skin. And then after 10 days, it's exposed to ultraviolet rays and allows the skin to age. And then once that's done, we're allowed to use it for testing. It is used to test different levels of skin irritation in products. It's derived from human skin cells and was found to be more accurate in identifying chemical skin irritants than traditional animal tests. In comparison studies, Epiderm or Episkin has correctly detected all of the test chemicals that irritate human skin, while tests on rabbits misclassified 10 out of 25 test chemicals. That's a complete 40% error rate. So why are we using animals when they have error rates this high when we can use alternative methods that are much more effective? Countries across the world have adopted alternatives to animal testing that we have discussed, and they have completely banned testing cosmetics on animals. An example of countries would be the European Union, which consists of 28. They were the first to ban cosmetic testing on animals, and they've even banned the import and sale of cosmetics tested on animals to other countries. If the European Union can adopt alternative methods, we can too here in America. And I know it's not on the individual what the companies do, but there are ways that you can push companies to adopt alternative methods. There are plenty of companies that don't test on animals, so the next time that you're at a grocery store, be sure to go cruelty-free. When looking at shampoos, makeup, laundry soap, cleaning supplies, look for products that state cruelty-free or not tested on animals. You can even go to PETA.org and use their Beauty Without Bunnies search engine, and they'll have a little marking just like that. An easy switch to cruelty-free can push government and companies to adopt alternative methods to animal testing. Just a few extra minutes in your shopping routine and you could help save millions of innocent lives. If we continue to let animals be tested on, we're going to live in a cruel, cruel world. They're tested on every single day, and this is what it looks like. We have bunnies that are tested on using cosmetics. As you can see, the skin has been eaten away. This is a monkey with his eyes sewn shut because they wanted to do a psychological study on how it would behave when it can't see. This is a monkey put in a contraption so it can't do anything while they're testing on him. We have cats that get things put into their brains. For what purpose exactly? And then this is a beagle, one of the sweetest animals, and they're used to test because of their sweet nature. They don't fight back, they don't bite. And this beagle is being forced to inhale chemicals such as bleach just to see what happens. This kind of world is disgusting, and it's time that we end it. Remember that over 100 million animals are tested on every year in the United States alone. It no longer serves a purpose to the benefit of mankind. They are tortured, treated as if they are nothing, and born to serve one purpose, to be exploited for our own sick, twisted curiosity. It is now the 21st century, and we no longer need to test on animals. So the next time you apply your makeup, wash your hair, apply perfume and lotions, think of those faces of innocent animals that have suffered at your expense. We can stop this. When you're out shopping, just be sure to go cruelty-free. Animals don't have a voice, and they need each and every one of you to stand up and put an end to this maltreatment.